Hey guys, it is Monday here in West Virginia, so it is time for us to do our Mopar Monday. And we are going to take a look at all of the premium classic Power Wagons from Hot Wheels. Well, not every variation, but every different year. They may have some modern Power Wagons. I know they got modern Rams in the lineup of their main line, but I don't know if any of them is called Power Wagon, and I don't know if they've made any premium versions. I don't think they have. If they do have a modern Power Wagon. So we're going to look at the four classic ones that covers the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. So we got this guy here, which represents the 50s. This is their 1952 Power Wagon with the swivel bed. Swivel frame, I should say. And they've only made two variations of this truck so far. This is the first release of it in the Ox Blood Red, I think it's called, something like that. And it's really a cool looking truck. I like Spectre Flame, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful, but sometimes I wish it just had standard colors on some of these cars and trucks from RLC, like they do with a lot of the convention stuff. But I do like Spectre Flame. It does add like that mirror chrome finish in a color, like this red chrome is kind of cool. But sometimes I think it would look better in just like a dark red base coat, clear coat, shiny paint. As you can see, this bed swivels. But I had some issues with mine being too loose, where it kind of bent like that. So what I did, I took you probably can see it if the camera could shake in. There's a little piece of cardboard. Yeah, there you can see it sticking up. I jammed in there to kind of fill the void so it would stay straight and level. Because it looked like it had a rotted out frame and it was busted in the middle by the cab, like some of the old trucks did. But yeah, so I put a piece of cardboard in there to fix it. My Christmas one, the green and yellow one, doesn't seem to have that problem too much. But yeah, this is a nice truck. Sometimes I wish it didn't even have a swivel frame, but it is a nice touch, because the reason I say that is because of the issue I have with this one being loose, and then it bows like a U, kind of, or a V. But yeah, you can fix it though. Just take a piece of cardboard or paper and jam in there, and you won't be able to see it if you cut it small enough, like I did. But it is a nicely detailed truck with the wood bed floor and such, Dodge on the tailgate, and they got your little marker lights and such, the winch. Pretty cool truck. And then this is the base that came in the display case. It comes in a display case, which is cool. It was tied down to this base with rubber bands. I decided to cut them because I know those rubber bands are notorious for killing paint on cars. But this one didn't have any touching the paint. I think they were just wrapped around the axles and tires, if I remember correctly. So anyways, moving forward to the 60s, and actually this one from the 60s is the most recent Power Wagon release from Hot Wheels. This is their 1964, and this is the first quad cab or crew cab Power Wagon from them. And it does look really cool. Once again, this is one that I would have loved to have seen with just a dark green, or this is supposed to be like a Spectre Flame olive, so it would have been like a medium green. I would have just liked to have seen the medium green with the black top and stuff. Like how they did the 413 wedge on the corner of the hood and on the quarter panels, and nice detail with the suspension too. They have detailed Dana axles, and the one thing cool is that they're floating axles. What I mean by that is that they are on the leaf spring. There's no block of metal there like they have on the next two we're going to look at, or like they do with their gassers when the front end's jacked up with a straight axle. They just have this big block of metal there, but this one they didn't do that with. So this one is very nicely done. It's probably in my opinion, the nicest 4x4 that they've released when it comes to detail and realism. But it didn't go over that big with fans. A lot of people didn't buy it. I don't even know if this thing's sold out yet today, and it was released like 3 months ago, maybe even a little longer. But yeah, you can see they detailed with the transfer case. Even the drive shafts are nicely detailed. They didn't make a block of metal. Usually it looks like a triangle of metal when they have their drive shafts. So they did a very nice job with this. And the bottom of the engine is even detailed there. And you can see the headers are painted and detailed. And then you pop the hood and it's got an awesome old school cross ram setup. And the plate is really cool. It says no Hemi. Pretty cool. So that is the 60s version. So we have a 52 and a 64. Now we're going to move on to the 70, which was their first Power Wagon, first classic Power Wagon that they released. I think it was their first Power Wagon. Not this particular model, but it first appeared in the Garage series in 2011. And there were 3 versions there, and I have all of them. Actually, I've showed them in another video. The yellow and black one is the hardest to find and probably the most desirable vehicle from the Garage series. It was from the notorious J case that did not hit North America very evenly. What I mean by that is it wasn't distributed evenly. Most of the cases hit places like Asia and Australia, because I can find the J case stuff in the Philippines at reasonable prices. But anyways, yeah, the yellow and black one is the J case one. Then they had a green and white one, which is actually my favorite. And then there's the black and orange one that came in a Walmart box set, and it was carded. It was kind of cool because it was the only Dodge that was carded. They had like 5 carded cars: a Chevy, a Ford, a Mopar, a Volkswagen, and a Ferrari. And then they had 5 loose ones under them. And it was a really cool set. So anyways, this is I think this is probably the last one that they released. No, actually, this one or the one from Charlotte. This is from 2015. I think Charlotte was after this. So the blue one, the light blue and white one, is the one that was probably the last release of the 70. This is one of the better detailed ones with grill detail, headlight and fog light detail, and even the roll bar lights have some detail on them. And then you have your tail light, tailgate, and LA off-road. White letters even say Los Angeles off-road, which is pretty cool. And the metallic purple paint and the white details really look cool. Because the stripes, like the stripe here that says Hemi, kind of reminds me of the AAR CUDA stripes. It is really cool, and it has the logo from the show on the roof. Really cool piece. As I said, probably the nicest detailed one. And that isn't the last version of the 70 Power Wagon. I'm sorry, is the NFT one. And that one I do have. I have all of them except for the Pink Party one. And I did have the Pink Party one. We even did an unboxing on it. But because of the way the paint was kind of distorted on one side, I ended up selling it. So, and then I can show you on these two what I meant by the chassis. We're going on to the Macho 80, but see how it's just one big triangle, or the drive shaft is supposed to be in a big block there to hold the housing. The chassis is what kills this casting. Same with this one. The 64, however, is awesome. Done very well. Now, this is the first release of the 80 Macho. It first appeared in the Retro Entertainment series probably in 2013, somewhere around then, 12 or 13. And this is from the show Simon and Simon, long wheelbase, Power Wagon at that, the first one of the group. That's a long wheelbase. And the crew cab is a long wheelbase, but it's a short box, I should say. So long bed, and the rest are short beds. So nicely detailed with the big bumpers, and then the Power Wagon decals and such are very nicely done. I think that's the same plate that was on it in the show. And then all of the logos, or I should say emblems, on the fenders and stuff. Your roll bar detailed, the grill is detailed behind this big brush guard. And this is a really cool casting. I just wish when they would have done other versions of it that they could have done like a regular front bumper on it, put regular bumpers on it. It would have been really much nicer, because the original ones didn't have these huge bumpers on it. This is just for the show, for like driving through people's houses, I guess. But anyways, guys, that's the 4 classic Power Wagons from Hot Wheels. I love them all, but probably if I had to pick a favorite out of the 4, I'm probably going to go with the 70, followed by the 64. The 64 because of the detail and because it's a quad cab. The 70, I just like the look of it. I know it's a little bit emphasized on some of the lines and the characteristics of it compared to the original, but it just looks really good. The way it sets, the wheel and tire combo and stuff, just looks really good. But yeah, I'm always a fan of the 70. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. And if we're not back before, we'll see you on Friday for our Free It Friday video. Oh, actually, no, I do have a video coming up midweek, maybe even tomorrow, just to give you guys a close-up look at the BK Super Treasure Hunt and regular Treasure Hunt for 2025. We're not cracking them open, but we'll give you a nice up-close look at them. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll probably talk to you tomorrow or Wednesday.